And we're live again with the last game of the evening, which is going to be Virtus Pro versus ASES. And we're just in the warm-up stage at the moment. You haven't missed anything, but all the players are on the server. So we've seen plenty of things to talk about, although I think it's probably best that we don't get into that, George, to be honest. And just in case you are joining us for the first game tonight, where have you been? Because you missed some amazing games, as always, in this ESEA European Invite League. I'm Richard Lewis, that's the ageing, balding editor of cadred.org, and propping me up is the youth and vitality of George Hoods G. Hoskins of the former MTW side. Thanks for joining us, George. So, what do you know about these two teams? I'm going to go straight into it and ask you if you know much about Virtus Pro or ASES, and if you do, what is it you know?
I don't know anything about ASES. We've never played against them. I saw they picked up a few good results in this league and a few bad ones. Virtus Pro, we've played a handful of times in practice, and I know we play against Angel a lot in gathers and things. And yeah, they're a Virtus Pro are a very aggressive team. Whenever we practice them, they're very aggressive in CT, very aggressive as terror side. So they're not a team just to sit back and work really slow picks. If they're doing a standard round, they'll be very in your face, very sort of trying to push you back and make the frags, aim battles. Yeah, and just good aimers. Seem to be adapting to CS:GO really well. So be interesting in a few months to see what they can do.
I think one of the things that we need to really talk about in regards to Virtus Pro is how they've played their way. When I first cast them, I think it was on Dust 1, so you're talking about 3 weeks ago, I think, in the ESEA schedule. They were really poor. They got decimated, and if I was saying, you know, I can't see these guys being in contention at all. That said, since then, I don't think they've lost a game. They're third in the league. They've got they're behind, obviously, the top two. They've got a slight advantage, I think, on ESC, although that advantage might have been shut down with ESC's win today, and it's going to depend on what Virtus Pro do in this game. They are looking like they can actually go to this LAN final in America. So, you know, incredible dedication for those guys, and some of them are incredibly experienced. As I say, pretty much every cast. Most of you will know Fox and Dozy if you followed Russian 1.6, but if you want to go further back than that and talk about K23, the Kazakhstani 1.6 side, then Adren has been around for ages, since day dot. So for those guys to still have the passion and be adapting to this game is amazing. Anyway, we've got the all-important pistol round coming in, and we're going to see what ASES did. Last time we watched ASES, they folded faster than Superman on laundry day. They were terrible, and they just got absolutely decimated. So let's see if the inherent bias of the nuke map can allow them to put up a better showing. And of course, starting CT, well, that does give them the chance, as we've seen. The CT side, ridiculous. But Virtus Pro weighing in with the 2 kills. VizG is going to answer back for ASES, but Angel with a 1 is going to get another kill. You can see we switched to him just in time for that. And Aguilar is going to get 1 kill. Fox is going to take him out, so it's going to be all on Ghost, who's having to come from this vent area, and he's just going to get taken down by Fox the minute he pokes his head up, and that is going to be the pistol round as expected for Virtus Pro. So you talked a lot about Virtus Pro. You said you didn't know a lot about ASES. Did you follow them at DreamHack Valencia, George?
No, because back then I wasn't really following much CS:GO. I was playing a lot, but I didn't really get to watch many of the events, so I didn't see what they did.
Well, they managed to draw with Very Games, funnily enough, at LAN in the group stages. Yeah, and then I think it ended up transpiring that they didn't go through the groups. So I don't know whether that was just some ridiculous fashion. A lot of people said Very Games weren't taking that game seriously. They're trying to hide strats, same sort of stuff we've just been talking about with the NIP game. But yeah, I mean, they are the best team by a long way that Spain have got to offer. But unfortunately, with one thing and another, that means you're not likely to see them at a big European event. So it's going to be interesting to see what they can do against a side like Virtus Pro, and I've got to be honest, they've not impressed me individually, but this will be a great experience for them, and I think that they will grow and develop. You can see as well, Virtus Pro confident. They're not even buying, well, some of them haven't even bought guns while they're ecoing for better guns. Drift King's going to get one, Adrian's going to go down into that ramp area and pick up that kill on Aguilar. So it's all about Drift King. He's the last man standing.
You can see Fox's eco as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
maybe for that all.
Yep, they were. Well, yeah, Fox. One of the weaknesses Virtus Pro had when we saw them lose on Dust was nobody picked up the AWP. Since then, Fox has really gone, hard and AWPs in a lot of his games, and it's made a huge difference to the side. It's given Virtus Pro that new dimension, and he's more than capable of making entry picks and huge defensive plays.
The thing I liked about the pistol round as well, going back to that, was I liked how they smoked outside and sort of tried to draw the CT players to look outside. I think they had Angel, like, he was faking downstairs and then trying to get main, and in that time when they drew the players back, they were able to go up. So I like the way they play. The way the 1.6 team seem to play the ecos is they say one or two, like normally in source teams you'd send one to scout, sort of feel out where they are and then try and go where they're not. But these 1.6 teams seem very confident with the weapons, and they just go sort of 1-1-1 and just make the picks because they should have the advantage, right? But I don't know, I don't really like playing like that, but it's worked out well for all the teams we watched tonight. So.
Well, Drift King is going to get a kill there, drop down and get that AK, made that another kill. Very good play by him individually. It's not going to alter the outcome of the round. Viz G with no relation to you, I hope, Huds. You haven't got a Spanish brother you don't know anything about, have you?
No, I hope not.
Okay, well, I mean, of course, not that there'd be anything wrong with that. It could be quite a touching story.
No.
It'd be quite nice, maybe. You could go visit him.
Maybe I need to get to know. Yeah.
But it is 3-0 now to Virtus Pro, as we expected. Once again, we are going to see that 5 AK setup. So the first buy round's coming in. We'll see how ASES are going to play it. Quickly go to overlay. I don't think it's going to reveal too much because you'll be able to see there. We can see Viz G's going to be the guy playing outside. You can see where Torpy is going through that sort of...
Instantly you can see the nice smokes from Virtus.
Well, yeah, exactly, and that's certainly something that the better teams do, especially offensively. They're spamming into that smoke area, ASES, but not having any joy with it. And Torpe is going to get the first kill. Angel ran right the way outside, went to that back area, and this is looking actually quite good for ASES. They've got the first 2 kills, so perhaps I shouldn't be too condescending about it. They're doing their best here, and Adrian's going to get a kill on to Viz G, which is going to bring things a little bit closer together. Still a 4v3 numerical advantage for the Spanish team. You can see Adrian just having a little spam away. Drift King, who did very well there on that eco round with his 2 kills, just holding that lobby area, just make sure they're not going to wrap round and push through Hut. 3-0 still to Virtus Pro. Great start for them, but it is just a pistol round, so can't get ahead of themselves, and ASES can shut this down. Dozy is held right back. He's going to deploy another smoke there, just to kind of throw ASES off guard, and that's a nice little strat because they're now going to be able to move into lower, safe in the knowledge, and well, they've just read that brilliantly. Adrian knew exactly where Ghost was, jumped down, got him. Now they've cleaned out Toxic side. Fox is going to pick up that kill on Torpe, and Drift King's wrapping round behind. Only gets 1 for his trouble, but does spray Adrian down pretty low, so Aguilar, who's probably their best player, their star player, going to be in a position where he can clutch impressively, but 1 on each side. It's definitely not an easy situation, even though Adrian is low, so Aguilar's going to have to do something very special here. Needs to commit and kill 1. Well, Dozy had the pit to have timed out there. I'm not quite sure what was going on, but Aguilar does get that kill. Probably is a little bit wondering what was happening. But in the end, Virtus Pro do get the round. It is 4-0. ASES yet to get on the scoreboard. And there was some nice tactical elements to that round, I thought, from Virtus Pro, George.
Yeah, I mean, ASES worked themselves into a great position. They got the 2 frags, and then they just faced 1 by 1. There was no sort of team play involved. They just sat in obvious positions, and Virtus Pro just stuck together as a unit, a wolf pack, and just outplayed them. They walked around and just got the picks. And yeah, and as you can see, this is how Virtus Pro like to play. They're very, very aggressive. You saw the other round they just did their smokes, instantly went lower. This round you see like Angel instantly by T-Red, just facing. So that's what I like about them. They're very aggressive in your face, and it catches a lot of teams off guard.
If you're the Spanish team and you know you're not in contention for the league, I mean, is there a temptation to treat this as each game is just an exercise, like they just want to complete the league so they can secure their invitation to the next season? Or do you think they are going to go into every game really looking to win and develop the tactics and enjoy the experience? Because I never know with Counter-Strike teams. You like to think that everyone's a model professional and is treating the game with the respect any esport deserves, but equally there are some moments from ASES where I think, I don't know, it seems like they're having a bit of a laugh. Like they just don't seem to care that much.
Yeah, I think they obviously can't get to the finals, but they want to secure their I think they can secure their spot next season. I'm not sure how it works, but no, I'm not sure who they practice against. Really, I don't see them in the practice channels much. So I think they should be using all the games for good experience and trying to get themselves on the map really as a competitive CS:GO team. I know if I was playing, I'd want to be proving myself as a top team or a contender. So, and they obviously want to do it as the only Spanish unit around. So,
well,
as far as I know.
While we were talking about that, your brother has been mercifully put down.
He's gone. No, Viz.
Viz. Why? But Torpe's answered back. He's got a kill on Angel, so there's going to be a 4v4 situation. Just waiting to see what ASES is going to do. I just got one of those feelings where I just feel like this is going to be another whitewash. I mean, even though ASES are on the CT, I just don't see... I don't feel them getting around. I don't know if that's ridiculous or not.
No, the reason for that is because Virtus.pro are doing whatever they want. They just get map control, they get the smokes down, and ASES instantly fall back defensive. And when they do that, you give Virtus.pro map control, and when you give map control against a well-established team with good comms, yeah, they'll just work around and make the picks. So, well, I don't know. Maybe they can bring it back.
Yeah, well, they're in a 4v2 situation right now, and Fox seems to have blundered that spray because that smoke was obscuring his view. So as soon as I say I don't think they're going to get around, we're going to have to see if Dozy can get a 1v5 clutch here. And that's one. Yeah, he's taking down Ghost. Aguilar's going to drop down from Crows and rotate. And in the end, they are going to win that round by virtue of time. So there wasn't time to make the clutch, although Dozier still did get several kills to make it a bit more respectable. So ASES are up and running, and I think what we'll do at this juncture is we'll have a quick look at the frag charts. And, Drift King, who has stood out in moments for ASES, is on 4 kills, 6 deaths. And Adrian, the veteran, and certainly when you use the term veteran, it really applies to him. He's got 7 kills and 2 deaths, and is looking pretty good. So we'll see what happens, what Virtus.pro are going to do. It'd be interesting to see how VizG is going to play this. You can see he's AWPing on the outside, so probably he's going to go reasonably aggressive, but because he's been smoked out of it and pushed back by the spam, that is going to allow them to get lower if they so want. Drift King's just going to peek. You can see that Fox was spamming through Hut, trying to get that outside kill. And that is going to give ASES that first kill again, but it doesn't always mean anything. We saw them have a 5v3 advantage, which they thrown away. So Angels is going to go in. Nice Chris Payne from him. Couldn't pick up the double. Torpe's going to answer back, and in the end it's Drift King that's going to get the kill on Adren. But Dozier peaks. Nice little headshot from him. So pretty even Stevens at the moment. ASES have got that numerical advantage, but you feel that could change any moment. You can see Ghost is just having a look there with at some Ukrainian toes. And VizG missing an easy AWP shot, switch to the pistol in the end, does get the headshot on Kutcher. So ASES looking good for another round here. And yep, VizG, it's the boy back from the dead and picks up 2 kills. Yep, 5-2 outside. So I mean, perhaps I've been a bit too hasty, George. Perhaps I've done the typical commentator thing and just talked a load of bollocks.
I think that was nice. Jushkin getting the first frag, going aggressive, and then Virtus.pro executed a nice smoke on top of the nest area. I'm not sure if any of the other teams we've seen tonight have done that, but that smoke is really good for pushing back people top nest, such as Kenny S with an AWP, or you know, other teams who like to play top ladder with an AWP. So Virtus.pro got a nice array of tactics, and Yeah, I'm not sure why they opt for the upper when outside's been working so well for them. They could just push the AWPer back and win the round.
I think it's one of those things, George, that when you do get into a lead against the side and you're comprehensively out-aiming them, it's easy to take your eye off the ball and start running real sloppy strats because you feel like the win's just going to come. And the amount of teams I've seen actually go on to lose games or make games really hard for themselves, and where they have to dig deep down the years in every version of Counter-Strike, I couldn't count them. So here we are. We've got a 4v4 situation for Virtus Pro, and they seem to be starting to take it a bit more seriously. VizG outside was tucked away on the right there. Angel probably is thinking, God, as if he's camped there all that time. You see Dozie's just going for this spam, which will spam the guy in crows there, or if there's a guy close on the rafters in what used to be called Odious in CSS. I don't know that was the one position he always used to play in, but I don't know what it would be called. Its equivalent in 1.6, or indeed in CSGO. It's yet to be christened. We need players to step up, play only one position for their entire career, so we can name parts of the maps after them, like Melvin and Odious and URL and all those other guys who achieved that dubious goal. Anyway, Aguilar is peaked from Crows and got a kill on Kutcher. Dozie's going to get another kill. Aguilar's going to go face to face here. Going to get that nade in. That is going to work and get the kill on Dozie, and all of a sudden it's 5-3. So ASES is starting to find their feet, starting to get comfortable. They've already conceded 5 rounds, which could be disastrous, but Virtus Pro, and I think we might have, let's just have a look at the money situation. Yeah, I think they're going to have to eco, are they? Well, we've got, no, we've got a bit of a strange buy coming in. Galil's and AK, so it's a bit of a mixed buy, and I think 1 pistol as well. So, I mean, that shows almost the kind of confidence they've got, surely, George, that they just feel they can buy any old guns, run anywhere, and win a round.
Yeah, they are going to try going back to their aggressive stuff, which was working for them before, and I don't know what they were doing the last few rounds where they just go really slow. I've never seen them do that, especially outside.
Well, yeah, you were saying how much you like them for being an aggressive side. They've gone slow, and you can see what it's done for them. They've really not made it count at all, and they've shut down that upper push there. I mean, it's definitely going to be an eco next round, there's no doubt about it. I don't know why they felt the need to mix by when they could have just had a full complement of real weapons. And again, it looks like we're going to see a game tied up here. When Virtus Pro started out so comfortable, they've changed the pace, and that seems to have played into ASES' hands. So you've got to give ASES some credit here. But Virtus Pro, it feels, have been the architects of their downfall, really kind of underestimating their opponent. And the way they're playing, it kind of feels like they just want to get this game out the way. They are not taking this game seriously. They feel that they can beat their opponents. And while I would agree with them, and while as a commentator, I have even said, not just a few minutes ago, that I cannot see ASES getting around. ASES has done better than getting around. They've got 4, and there's a good chance they're going to tie this up because we're looking at an eco round, George.
Yeah, and like you said, Virtus Pro are just, I don't know, it feels like they're just trying to force the issue a little bit. They could just take a nice eco and just go back to their outside with the smokes like they are doing now. And
well, yeah, they've had Angel buy an AK as well, while the other 4 have pistols. So they're again saying we'll get an entry pick and do the rest, and it's not working. You can see Aguilar's got a kill there. Drift King's going to pick up a kill on Fox as he drops down. VizG, the third part of the G triumvirate, brother of George, brother of Henry, brother of everyone with a G in the name. He's just, although he got took down by Adrian there, but he's outside, and Drift King's pushed around. I've been really impressed with the way Drift King's been playing, reading the game very well, and pushed around so fast there to get 2 kills, nothing but back, which is how you want it whenever you're doing a wraparound, and it is 5v5. So let's take a look at the frag charts. I'm going to have to get a little bit more hyped about this game, George. I was casting in casual mode at the 4th of the 4th game. I was thinking, fuck this game. You know, I don't even want this. I wanted Nip Very Games to be the last one. But no, I've got this ASES Virtus Pro game, and Virtus Pro are going to stomp them, and that's what I thought. But that isn't how it's panned out. So quick look at the frag charts anyway. Drift King, 11 kills and 7 deaths at the top. Adrian's still there, but on 8 for 6 from 7 to 2. So Virtus Pro really on tilt right now, George. What can they do to stop the bleeding?
Just keep working outside like they've been doing, and going as a unit, just making the frags, working the lower as they were doing. But the problem is now, is versus teams like ASES, or back in the day it was FM Sapphire, if you start giving them confidence, they start pumping each other up, and they become very hard to beat, even though it shouldn't be hard to beat. So yeah, Virtus Pro are kind of their own enemy, but they sort of slowed it down now and just working the picks like they should be. So
yeah, well, what I liked about that is it was actually ASES getting confident and pushing into areas that seems to have thrown this round. You can see Fox just picked up a cheeky little double there. Torpe's very low. Angel's just going to jump down and assassinate him in the vents, and Ghost with it all to do. The most imaginative name in Counter-Strike history. Ghost without the O. Very clever. I like what he did there. Everyone's played with a Ghost, haven't they, in some form or another. And there it is, catch Adrian with the, from downtown, the long nade, appropriate with the Super Bowl coming up on the weekend. Just throws it and gets that kill, and that's going to give Virtus Pro the 6th round. And like you said, George, what they did there was, well, you know, while they kind of played it at about the right pace, ASES pumped up, as you put it, started pushing, and a very, very bad idea against the superior aimers of Virtus Pro.
yeah, 6 rounds now. You should, like, the game is. So you're in a very good position as T-side with 6 rounds, especially when it's you would against the odds anyway, being from the ASES side. So, and
although
again,
if you nip,
going back to what
you can win with 2 terrorist rounds. So
yeah, that's true. But I like what Virtus Pro do with these smokes. It's very nice. You can go either side of them. You can go through to garage, you can go downstairs, or you can go main. So you always keep your team guessing, and they throw them pretty much every round. So they can easily throw a fake now onto ASES, and ASES wouldn't have a clue what's going on. As you can see, they're opting to go upper.
Ghost's about to get pushed. So is he going to come up good? He is. He's going to get 2 kills. He's loving it right now. So they just ran through the smoke, and I don't think they were expecting him to be sat in that position. Drift King doing what he does with the wraparound, enabling Ghost to get 3 kills, and Viz G with a nice little pistol headshot. So that's going to tie it up at 6 rounds to 6. And, well, you know, while I think, I agree with you, I think once Virtus Pro switch to CT, it's going to be an absolute massacre. ASES are holding their own at the moment, and who knows, if they can take it to 9-6, win the pistol, they're in with a shout, and it is going to be difficult for them. But, you know, credit where credit's due. Virtus Pro, on the other hand, are just... again, they're not trying too hard, it doesn't seem. They're just really kind of running out some basic setups and some set strats. So, spamming away, VizG's put down the AWP. Sorry, you were going to say something?
No, I just like how ASES are using the incendiary grenades to shut down rushes. You don't see a lot of that right now in CSGO. Like, people have sort of forgotten about it.
Is that because of the nerf and the relative value of doing it, because it's like 850 for an incendiary grenade?
Yeah, almost definitely, but I think if used correctly, they can still play a big factor. Like, especially on nuke, if you throw an incendiary on the hut, like entrance, and even if they smoke it, they still screw themselves over. Although it puts the Molotov out, they've got to then run through a smoke. So it's win-win really on this map. So it's kind of nice use by ASES to use them to shut down those rushes.
Well, just having a look here, you can see that it's all on Dozier again in a 1v4 situation, and ASES have got all the bases covered. They're in just great positions. Doesn't seem to be anywhere he can go. You can see Drift King's got him in his crosshairs, although he wouldn't know it because there's a wall in the way. Well, let's rather hope he doesn't know it. And Dozier's in hut, just having a little sneaky peeky look around. Very hard to get out. There's someone up in Odious spot. That is Odious spot, by the way, in case you were wondering, and that's Aguilar up there. Perhaps it will be named after him one day. It's going to take it 7-6. So ASES in the lead now for the first time in the game.
And Virtus Pro money situation.
Yeah, and
right now,
I was about to say things are about to get better for them because again, that is the technical term, money fucked. That is what players actually call it. So we're going to see what they can do.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I was just pointing out, like, Adren's ping is always like this, or
I never looked at ping. You know, again, that's the difference between being a commentator and a journalist and a player. I've never even.
I just thought it was interesting because he's still keeping up with his team, but yeah, it's quite. I had to play with that the other night and it sucked. So I just thought I'd just mention it. It's quite interesting.
Well, Virtus Pro have run out an upper, and Fox is going to get the entry kill. Drift King's going to get 2. Ghost is going to get another. Aguilar's going to get 1 as well. So they pretty much shut down this eco round. And again, Virtus Pro, I don't think they care too much about it. Ghost's going to get the very last kill, and that's going to make it 8-6. So is it going to be 8-7 or 9-6, we'll see. I'll stay with the action because this is going to be a buy from Virtus Pro, although it looks like, what's Angel going to get? Yeah, he is getting an AK. I was going to say a bit late there.
The interesting thing again, you see no AWP, and also you see all these teams tonight have executed these slow flash rounds on upper, and every single time the CTs have pretty much not been blind because of the way the flashes work. So I'm not sure if teams are not realizing or not testing their strats properly, but a lot of these flash rounds aren't very good in this game, so it's just interesting that everyone runs.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Well observed, and that's the reason you're here, because I wouldn't even pick up on that. But you're right, the people who've ported the tactics straight across from source, not having a lot of joy, and obviously I imagine a lot of 1.6s as well would have enjoyed similar tactics back in the day. So Go very much a different animal. In the meantime, no kills, although I was just about to say that Angel walks onto a landmine. Torpe just threw a nade at his feet to get that first kill. Virtus Pro spread out across the map, and you can see they're about to... well, Ghost shouldn't have got a kill there. Adrian, I'm guessing his ping was a factor there, but they were about to double team Ghost. Fox does get the kill. Dozy's just going to run in and get this nade planted. You can see Torpe's coming down in the vents. He's going to be joined by someone else, and Kutcher's going to get that kill now. That's Viz G taken out of it. Aguilar's going to get one kill. Drift King's going to drop down the vents, and just in time for Fox to peek and kill him. Torpe's coming back in. It's the spray off with Fox. He's going to get it, so it's all on Kutcher, and that's a great little one bullet there from Torpe to give ASES a 9-6 lead going into this second half. So the underdogs have got the lead, but of course they are going to be up against Virtus Pro on the CT side. And is the CT side, I mean, you said earlier you find it really easy. Is that something that you feel needs to be addressed, or because the maps where you had those easy CT sides like Aztec, Cobble, Dust 1, they all got dropped from competitive play. So I mean, are we in danger if we don't evolve the maps as we go in CSGO? Are we in danger of seeing some maps just get dropped?
No, I think although it can be very CT-sided, you still got a lot of options. Like whereas Aztec and Cobble, you didn't really have that many, and like with this map, it's still very open, very new. People developing strats. So I think the reason it becomes.
I used to love Aztec.
Yeah,
I had strats on there which was so good with the 5-man drop to river, 5-man coordinated nade into bridge room. You know, we got to top of clan base, George. Top of clan base. Think about that.
I think it also creates exciting games, like maps like Train. When you've got such big leads and you think the game's won, you create these big comebacks. And I really like the map. I think it's all about just the anti-strats, how you're playing on the day, really. But Nuke's definitely one of my favourites. But Virtus Pro have got the disadvantage being all from 1.6. I'm not sure how many Nuke officials they've got under their belt, but maybe ASES have got some sort of developed Go or Saucy sort of strats for them that they won't be used to, and maybe catch them off guard. And like that round there, Virtus Pro, and they faked the vent dive and then they worked their way back around into great positions, had the round won, and then some individual good stuff from ASES won them the round. So they've lost rounds this half that they should have won. So it'll be interesting if ASES pick up the pistol round, then maybe they've got a good chance.
Well, that will give Virtus Pro something to think about, and it'll give ASES some confidence. But again, I'm not too sure how it's going to pan out. I still think the superior aimers and the superior brains, if you like, of Virtus Pro are going to be comfortable on CT, even if ASES pick up the pistol. But as we've seen, the psychology of when you're chasing a game and the psychology of holding a big lead and watching it ebb away, it can be crushing. So we go into this pistol round. We're going to see what strats they're going to do. Are Virtus Pro going to be aggressive on CT? Are they going to treat their opponents with the same level of sneering contempt that they did in the first half with their terrorist tactics? All will be revealed very shortly, and it's going to be interesting to see what the Spaniards can come up with as well, because we've seen pretty much terrorist pistol strats have been let's go, all of us rush out upper, let's all of us rush ramp, or let's all of us rush outside. So it generally seems to be the five man push into one of the choke points. Seems to be the only time you see it happen, pretty much. But
you see, Fox is very aggressive.
Well, I'm watching ASES. They're actually setting up as if they're expecting Virtus Pro to push, and you can see they feel so confident that they know Virtus Pro are going to push. They're having to flash their own red outside, so they've got an inkling that Virtus Pro are going to be there waiting for them, and indeed they're right to have it. They've read the game brilliantly, and they're getting some flashes and nades off and a smoke as well in ramp. They're going to push through it. There's 3 there at least, and they're pushing through that smoke, trying to follow where everyone is in the X-ray, and we're going to rotate quickly to Angel, who's coming from the lower. Fox is going to get the first kill, VizG's going to get one, and they've gone up and under ladder, and it's just absolute carnage and mayhem at the moment, and in the end, it is ASES that have picked up the round, and what a crazy tactic that was. It was like they were kind of faking going lower, then they ran round to under ladder, and they didn't take ladder, they ran outside and kind of came back through main. So, talk us through that, George. Why was that an effective strat?
They used the smokes outside to fake like they were just going to send 4 outside and go lower. The Virtus Pro actually had aggressive guys to stop that, but it was such a nice fake. They did the flashes, they did the decoys, then they hit ramp, and instead of instantly dropping lower, you saw Virtus Pro instantly rotate down lower. They went under the nest, and they had one guy lurking outside from the original fake. So yeah, they completely outplayed Virtus Pro there, so really well done. And as you can see, ASES now are doing more of a source-based anti-eco. They're sending most of the guys pretty much together instead of one by one like the 1.6 team seem to do, and sort of making a much more safe anti-eco in my opinion.
Yeah, well, again, it's a good observation, and there is that kind of almost cultural difference, if you like. What I have got to say is, though, ASES made short work of them outside. Every round ASES get is going to give them confidence. Every round Virtus Pro lose is going to get them thinking, you know, shit, we had some terrorist rounds we could have done a hell of a lot more with, which we didn't because we were so confident about our CT side. And right now, it's looking like they got problems. Of course, sure, they've lost a pistol. There are buy rounds are yet to come, but it looks like it's going to go 12-6 unless Virtus Pro can pull something special out.
The thing is, as well, a loss for Virtus Pro is a lot more affecting them than it is ASES, because they can still qualify for this final.
Oh, absolutely.
As far as I'm aware.
Yeah, absolutely. In third spot, they're above
but this is a game they need to sort of wrap.
So, you know, they need to, if you like, from now to guarantee third spot from now until the end of the season, they've got to match ESC's results or better them. It's just that simple. So I think if they were to lose this game, it would see ESC Gaming effectively leapfrog above them. If not, certainly it's going to tie it up in terms of points, and I think it would be separated by round difference. So that's how close it is in that third and fourth spot. And when you've got teams like, you know, Absolute Legends and I think as well N Faculty, who've played their way into fifth spot, you know, nothing can be taken for granted. It's been a great league, hugely competitive. So, anyway, on the subject of competition, the bye round is here. Virtus Pro have got 6 rounds against ASES, the team I said I can't see them getting around. They've only gone and got 12. I'm going to have to do some grovelling apologies by the end of this, no doubt. But Virtus Pro can still win this game, of course. They've got the easier half. And it was just a pistol, so it's all about those buy rounds. And they've got that first entry pick. You can see Ghost has peeked on Adrian there, and he's got a kill, so that's going to make it a 4v4. But in doing so, he lost a lot of health, so he's only got 26 HP. Fox is going to be kind of pushing outside, gets the inkling, and that's a great little headshot from Torpe. Can't have seen much of Fox, but made it count. And Kutch is going to answer back. Sorry, Angel's going to answer back, I should say, and take down Drift King. And Dozier as well. He's just watching main. And there's going to be contact here. Top is going past, turned around. Ooh, I thought just at the wrong time. But he managed to snap back onto Torpe. That's bomb. Ghost under ladder on 26 HP. Just having a little peek here. And Angel's secured ramp. Aguilar or Aguia, I don't know, a million different pronunciations if you're an ignorant person to the Spanish language like me. But Angel's going to take down Drift King. So it is on Aguilar to try and clutch it, and in the end he's going to walk straight into a crossfire. So Virtus Pro going to make it 12 rounds to 7, but again it was a difficult round. It was a round they had to be fully focused for.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what VizG did at the start. He just seemed to try and, I think what he thought was there was only going to be one guy at ramp, and he just tried to rush in and push the guy downstairs so the other guys could then force the rotation and walk outside, which is what they wanted to do, but he just died instantly, and then as I said, Virtus Pro like to go very aggressive, and Ghost just sat patient and killed a Dren. So, I like the way ASES are playing to sort of counter the Virtus Pro style. They're just taking it slow and methodical, and they seem to be getting trade picks, so it could be a close game.
Well, you can see Fox is just holding outside, and he's down to 2 HP. Angel going to have to come to the rescue, but Torpe's wrapped round and could pick up a double here. Dozier's going to take down Ghost. Torpe is going to get that double. Dozier's going to get another, though. Some nice aim from him. A great aim from Dozier. This is the kind of thing that Virtus Pro need to be doing more of, and it might well be an eco, but things were starting so well for ASES, and then Dozier came and has just shut it down. Can he get this other kill here to add to his 3-man? And they're just kind of spamming away now at VizG, last man standing. And in the end, it is Dozier is going to get that 4-man. Fantastic crosshair placement from him to make it 12 rounds to 8. And that was an ASES eco, George. That started out really well. For a minute, you thought they could have probably got the guns and gone lower, but they just didn't seem to be able to capitalise.
No, Dozier just... That's the individual skill that will bring them through in this game. Dozier just clearing up. Like, Fox instantly went 2 HP with no reply at all, and then they killed Angel, so it could have easily been a conversion.
So,
but again, you just see the slow three men outside standard.
Well, that does, you're right, it is a standard setup that they're deploying, although it's standard to them and not really standard to a lot of teams. So it's interesting. It's good to see a bit of tactical variation, because a lot of the games have been very similar. So you can see Fox going to get a quick kill onto Torpe. Oh, that is a ridiculous headshot from Ghost on Adren. Take a bow, son. That was great. Caught Ghost as a moving target and just managed to get that pick on the round.
In a great position.
Well, no doubt if he does anything with it, we will be seeing more from him. And Angel knows that he's getting pushed in this ramp, so he's just trying to creep back, not trying to give away his position too much. And he's going to call that they're here, and you can see that Virtus Pro are indeed rotating, dropping down at that lower area. Angel's going to get 1, make that 2. Can he get the 3rd? Yes, he is. So he's locked that down, and Drift King, who was in a great position, managed to get 1, but Dozier shut him down. So in the end, not able to capitalise on that position that you noticed, George, and just again, individual brilliance. What we're not seeing from ASES is we're seeing them make good shots, but we're not seeing them get 3 frags, 4 frags.
And that was the problem there, was just all down to timing. If they had just waited for Driftkin to go in events and kill the guy, then it could have been a hell of a lot different if they executed after that frag. So, yeah, team play issue here and there will just lose these rounds and lose them a game.
Well, fast push on Upper, and it's Dozier who's been having a great time of it. How many is he going to get? It seems to be a number, but in the end, the Ghost's going to pick up that AK. He's going to answer back immediately, but it's going to be pretty much shut down. Fox is going to weigh in with the last 2. Dozier only managed to get 2. It looked like for a second he was going to get another 4-man, but in the end, that is going to make it 10 rounds to Virtus Pro, 12 to ASES. ASES in the lead, but already starting to look like it's going to be a slog for them if they want to add any more rounds after those pistol rounds and ecos. We'll have a quick look at the frag charts. 9 to 4 for Dozier, who's at the top, and again, one of those was a great little 4-man. Torpe, though, who's had some nice little shots, he's 7 to 4, and your boy VizG on 3 for 7. So perhaps a bit of a game to forget for him. Apart from, of course, being associated with you, which must be a great moment for him.
Yeah, and as you can see, Virtus Pro now, they're doing a really aggressive style and pushing 1 to T-Rep. That's just, as they play, really, it's really nice how they mix things up. ASES are just already down on HP, so...
An Angel with a brilliant, again, what a great headshot from him that was on Torpe. Torpe was jumping. He can only have seen a few pixels. Just great crosshair placement. You can see that Adren's getting pushed now by ASES. He's on that back box. They know where he is. They're going to have to spam him down. Adren's got 1. Kutcher's wrapped around them and got the other, and they just cannot deal with Adren. And in the time it took for them, Adren picks up another kill. Fox comes around, mops him up, and, well, they just couldn't spam him through that box, George. And it's now 11-12, and these rounds are really starting to slip away from ASES, and Virtus Pro with the momentum going forward.
Yeah, and ASES have done the same round a couple of times, and they keep just trying to force that round push you and try and go on the ladder or down low with it. And I think they should just keep working their outside like they were doing it nice and slow. The 3-man standard was working well. Like Drift King got himself into good position, and as you can see, most of the time Fox is alone out there. It was only Angel that pushed their last round, so...
Well, ASES going aggressive onto upper, and you can see Ghost has got the first kill on Kutcher. Dozier's up in Crows. We'll see what he can do. Not a lot, it seems. They've delayed planting the bomb. They're waiting for the rotates, waiting to get some picks. Great positioning from Torpe to come around and shut down the push from Ramp Room. He takes down Angel. Dozier's got one, though. Adrian's going to come up from the vents. It's not going to work out for him. VizG's going to get a double there, and Fox is going to answer back with a double of his own. Going to push into the ramp. VizG, last man standing. 13 HP. Dozier spamming through the hut. A 1v1 situation, so Dozier's faked it. VizG's read that it's a fake.
My boy.
And in the end, he's done enough. Dozier might get the kill, doesn't get the round, and there you go. ASES are up and running as terrorist.
Yeah,
first buy round in the bag, and yeah, they did really well. It was an aggressive strat on upper. Virtus Pro seemed to be caught a little bit cold. Were they again like not really fully focused? Were they not paying attention, or was it just really good execution from the Spaniards?
No, it's just the way they're entering an upper. For one, like Virtus Pro just able to come in out squeaky and get the kill onto the only guy on site, and the other guy is smoked off in the nest then. So as you can see as they go up here, they need one going through main really. Like they're just making easy frags on upper if they do that fast round. Last round he was just stuck in the nest, so Dozier's in a better position now.
And ASES have spread around and getting a little bit of lag on the Go TV, which again I apologise about.
Yeah, mine's...
Not really a lot we can do about it. The Go TV client does need some smoothing, and we can't get on the servers on ESEA, so I do apologise if you are experiencing a little bit of lag. Anyway, Adrian is who's been experiencing lag all game, but that hasn't stopped him being a beast. He's going to get that entry frag onto Torpe. Dozier looks like he's messed that flash right, bounced it off the ledge onto himself. Doesn't matter. Actually, maybe it did work out because they seem to be blind, and Dozier and Fox are just absolutely going to destroy upper and shut down that push to make it 12-13. A close game, but you kind of feel that Virtus Pro, you know, that they are going to do just enough to edge across the finish line 16-13 or 16-14. So with what looks to be an eco coming in, George, I will ask you, is there anything you feel ASES could be doing more of? Is there a weak link in the Virtus Pro chain?
Like I said, just working the outside, or that first round they did on upper, like Virtus Pro weren't able to handle it the first round they did it, and every time ASES have gone sort of a bit aggressive and started just taking map control, that they've won the rounds or forced kills and been close to winning the round. Every time they've sat back and tried to go methodical, they're in that absolute legend situation where, yes, what they're doing is right, they're just trying to take it slow and work the pick onto Fox or Angel outside, but they're just getting out-aimed, and when you're getting out-aimed and out-gamed like that, you just need to mix it up and try with the aggression, which has worked for them twice, so yeah, that's the only thing they can really do right now, or step up.
So that does make it the tie game that we envisioned, 13-13, but ASES with a lot of rounds.
Double eco.
Yeah, and they are going for the double eco. So the double eco to secure a 16-14 victory, but of course, who knows, they could pull off a ridiculous eco here, but don't hold your breath.
I'd like them to do more smokes as well and try and push Fox back. Just smoke in front of the garage.
Well,
there,
that was a good part of their game in the early rounds, and they seem to have kind of dropped off doing it. You can see Dozier's just pushing outer, and so's Angel, so they've got a nice little crossfire here. While they're going to be dealing with Dozier, Angel's going to be able to come around and get one on Aguilar, so that was a nice little tactic there from Virtus Pro. And of course, that is an eco round. Kutcher's just going to push hook, get one, get two. VizG and Drift King taking down. Angel's going to get another on Torpe, leaving it with Ghost again, the last man standing, something he likes to do a lot of. He's going to try and get the kill on Adrian, who's at the back of that box again, and it's just not going to work, so it is going to be 14-13. The double eco, has it paid off? Can ASES take these last 3 rounds that they need to get the victory? Let's see what they're going to do. And we got that 5 AK set up again.
They could also, again, I mentioned about AWPs, they could also be picking Fox off fairly easily. I mean, Virtus Pro do like to face. They're not a team that will just sit in tight like very games, so an AWP in this situation could work out for them, and just screw the smokes, just wait for their smokes.
I think the problem they've got is there's no one really good enough to kind of wield it and go head to head with a player like Fox, which is something I was saying about Virtus Pro a few weeks ago. You know, you need that big AWPer in a CSGO team if you want to be a genuine contender and win games, you know?
Yeah. But they have worked themselves into a good position now, so let's see what they do.
Yeah, and we're starting to see those smokes being deployed. Looks like they've smoked off the main area, which is going to allow them to go lower. You can see VizG was wise to that. Fox was on that side of the garage, gets that kill, but what's clever is they've left Ghost right at the back while they're going that lower area, and he's just holding that kind of sandbags lobby area from on top of the roof. Anyone pushes through, he's going to be able to call it. They'll be able to expect them, but not only that, he'll be able to get the kills as well.
And they've got the option of splitting up and now perfect.
Well, exactly. With the numerical advantage, that really plays into the T's favour, perhaps more so than the CTs. And you see they've done this little boost. Drift King probably shouldn't have jumped there, but he is going to win the spray off against Adrian, and Dozier now really needs to come up big. Doesn't VizG with his second of the round. And yeah, this is looking like another round for ASES, so... Oh, Ness Kutcher comes up and does something absolutely mental on 12 HP, in the end Aguilar with a nice little flick shot onto him. And there we go, 14-14.
Yep, and that was perfect by ASES. They recognised Fox as alone, they isolated him with 3 or 4 guys, flashed him, got the frag, and then just once they had map control, they were able just to split up from main, top ladder, and through hut after Ghost done the flashes. It's with the boost. So yeah, they adapted, but now what they need to be careful of is that, again, Virtus Pro aggression onto them.
Well, we'll see, because Virtus Pro are going to be thinking, how have we conceded 14 rounds against this team? You know, from being 5-0 up as terrorists on Nuke, and they just started to throw away some rounds, you know, messing around, to be honest, not really working that hard. And that's not to take any credit away from ASES, that is just a fact of the matter. But ASES have clung in there, and we're in a situation now, and let's not forget this is ESEA, there has to be a winner. So whoever takes this next round is probably going to be looking at being confident going into overtime. But Virtus Pro have got the flurry of kills on upper. VizG, though, with a 3-man, managed to just duck down and get 3 kills brilliantly. So it's now a 2v2 situation, and what looked to be a very promising situation for Virtus Pro. They're going to be able to duck down, but Fox is going to pistol whip VizG in the back. But the bomb is going to be planted lower. Adrian's just watching the vents just to see if he's coming back in his way. And again, it's Ghost, the last man standing. How many times have we said that in this match? And he's trying to figure out what to do. Has got the bomb, but has also got 36 HP against 2 players with maximum health. And Fox has been forced into a peak lower because Ghost is just eating up the time. But he's only got 10 seconds now. So I don't even know if he's left it a bit too late, but he is going to bump into Adrian, and that could be round over because he's got to go fast. And yeah, I think he left it too late to get the plant anyway, George, which was just bad kind of map and clock awareness by him. 15-14 to Virtus Pro. So we're going to see the force buy from ASES. Well, I say force buy, they're going to just buy whatever they can, is what I mean by that.
P90. P90 is.
Yeah.
Viz, my boy, Deagle. But still, like, they had the round 1. They had a perfect strat. They smoked off the AWPer. Fox has obviously tried to adapt them. They went in main, and then Dozier just gets the multi-frag, and that was the difference in the round. So yeah.
Well, again, we thought the individual skill was going to come into play, and Fox has got that kill on Drift King. You have to feel we're about to see a 16-14, which would be heartbreak for ASES, but ultimately Virtus Pro will breathe a sigh of relief and think, you know, we probably could have made this look a lot better, but who knows what can happen. It is just a 5v4 situation. Adrian is going to change that with a quick double. So it's now a 5v2 situation. Can Aguilar come up and do anything to alter that fate of losing 16-14, which will still be a great showing from ASES, certainly more than I gave them credit for. He's going to get the 1 headshot, but Angel's going to answer back. He's going to pick up the double on Torpe. That is GG. 16-14 in the end for Virtus Pro. Hell of a lot closer than it probably should have been, George.
Yeah, and just think, if they didn't concede 6 as CT, then could have been a win. ASES took 5 rounds to get into the game. And that's the problem. When you face these teams that you should beat on paper, you're obviously the favoured team. You're playing against these teams that put in a lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of practice. They know they're underdogs, and they all pump each other up. You've seen it in LANs before. I've been a victim to it. ESWC, we drew with the Portuguese team on Nuke as well. So it's, yeah, you need to be careful, and because at the end of the day they can all aim, and it's just it seemed they're just more of a confidence issue. They had them outplayed 2 rounds there, and then again Dozier came up with 2-3 frags, and yeah, and that last round I think they put it all into getting the draw on the round before, because they didn't really know. They were partial buy and just trying to do like an aggressive round, but Virtus Pro are ready for it. So yeah, they seem like a capable team. Yeah, it's just a shame they couldn't have get more from the game when they played.
Do you think that we need to revise the idea of Virtus Pro going to the finals based on that, or do you think, you know, they just took that game lightly and rightly so?
I think Virtus Pro are one of these teams that seem to either be amazing or a bit like that, and you've got to remember it's Nuke, so that's one of the factors. But I think they can maybe get to the finals for sure. I mean, I don't think that's a true showing of what they've been doing the past week or so. So I just think there was a bit of underestimation there, and the map didn't help them.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the other things that have happened tonight, because you know, it's a bit of a damp squib to end on. 16-14 makes it sound like it was a close and exciting game. For me, it kind of felt a little bit inevitable, and I think that was perhaps reflected in my casting. But here's what you missed if you did just join us, and you have missed. Here's all the scores from tonight. I believe we had Nexus beat Mouse Sports 16-5, so Mouse Sports are the whipping boys in the league at the moment. Fnatic also beat them 16-13. The game that we cast was Very Games against Absolute Legends, which we were sure was going to be close and competitive. 16-1 to the French. They were looking absolutely imperious. Then Virtus Pro, they added to Fnatic's misery, which is, you know, they've just been decidedly average in the league. 16-6. To Virtus Pro. NIP were away in the meantime playing in another league, which let us put the spotlight on ESC Gaming and Nexus. Great game. Highly recommend you watch it. 16-12. Check out the VOD. And that was in favour of ESC, so 16-12 in favour of the Poles. Then we had an overtime that we missed. Absolute Legends, who had been stomped by Very Games, came back hard against Fnatic, but not enough to win. Fnatic won it on in overtime, 19-15. Then we saw, well, just again, if you missed this game, go away, watch it. It's insane what happened, and I'm going to talk a little bit about this now. And that was Ninjas in Pyjamas against Very Games. Very Games were 13-2 up at half-time as CTs on Nuke. Ninjas in Pyjamas win 14 straight rounds to win 16-13. And I had a few people messaging me while that game was going on, and they said it's a mindfuck. Ninjas in Pyjamas are running around. They're facing Kenny S with an AK when he's got an AWP, they're not even trying. They will come back and win this. They are not even, you know, they're not nowhere near first gear. They're literally just running through the motions. And people were saying it was a psychology thing. They just wanted to show Very Games how much better they were than them. I don't know if that's true or not, but a few people have messaged me and said that's what was going on. I don't know if you've got any thoughts about it at this juncture, George.
That NIP were just running around mind fucking.
Apparently, that's what people are telling me. That literally, it's almost like they gave Very Games the lead, so they could come back and do that to them. That's what people are saying. I mean, is that maybe that's the mythology that NIP have right now, that people believe they're capable of doing that thing. I bet if a member of NIP was here with us now and we asked them, they would say, no, of course we wouldn't do that. We just wanted to win. But everybody that watched that game has been messaging me, telling me absolutely, unequivocally, that's what they were doing.
I mean, it's possible. They haven't lost the map all last year and this year so far, but would they want to risk? Well, they're in a position where they can lose a game anyway and still qualify, so it's highly possible. Would the NIP, like Keaton and Fisku, be happy with them doing that? Do I think they would do that? Maybe I think they wouldn't have done anything on T side, and maybe they just run around, not trying to give them lead, but maybe they want to set reserve stuff for Vienna. But I don't think they would have gone into that game saying, "Oh, tralala, let's lose high on T and then just own in CT." I think it would have been a bit different than that, but who knows? I mean, they're in this situation now where it's like very games in source. Before you go into the game versus them, most teams have already lost because it's instead of versing VG, it's now. So I don't know, but yeah, what can you say about them? They're just an insane unit right now and doing very well.
Well, that is pretty much the summary of the night's action. What we can do for you as well is give you a quick roundup of what that does to the league tables.
But yeah, I was going to ask, Absolute Legends losing to Fnatic. That's like, doesn't that allow M Faculty in now?
Yeah, I'm going to give you the standings in the Invite League as of today. And top 4 in this order, Ninjas in Pyjamas, no surprise there, with their perfect 10 out of 10. Very Games second, Virtus Pro still third with that win, 7 wins and 2 losses out of the 9 games they've played. They're a game behind Very Games and NIP. ESC Gaming a 4th, N Faculty a 5th with 5 wins and 4 losses, and Absolute Legends are now 5 and 5. So they're at 6th with Fnatic below them. And then we move down the table, we get to an ASES and Curse and like really impressed me at the start of the league, and yet they're 8th and 9th. Toxic pretty much all but done, and ASES who've only won 1 game but are still above Mouse Sports somehow. Mouse Sports rock bottom. So what this effectively means at this stage is Absolute Legends can still get there, but if again N Faculty need to hope that Virtus Pro and ESC slip up, and if they keep beating Absolute Legends results and they've got a game in hand, don't forget, they're in a position now where they can start to kick on, and they're challenging for that top 4 spot. Not the teams that we thought. I thought it would be Curse, I thought it would be a Nexus, I thought maybe Fnatic, I thought Absolute Legends. I didn't have N Faculty pegged at all, so for them to be in contention, and I didn't have Virtus Pro either, to be fair, in their 3rd. So it's been a real exciting league with lots of strange things happening.
Yeah, it's insane to think that, like, it's just insane to think that Mouse are at the bottom of this league as well, you know?
Well, you play in the German league, so, I mean, like, can you tell us anything about Mouse Sports? Can you tell us why they're having these ridiculous problems?
I think it's a mixture of things. I think we were playing with Zonix for a little while, and me and Zonix get along really well. I think they just have like Carrigan had exams, as far as I'm aware, until like mid of January or like last week or something. So he's only got something like 60 hours total of CS:GO. So he's not comfy in the game, as far as I'm aware. He might be, but and I just don't think they've had time to gel. And they were sort of the Mouse UK team were removed or whatever, and they were sort of thrown into this position of this Invite League with Zonix, who hadn't played much CS:GO apart from with us. You've got Carrigan, who's played no CS:GO. You've got Trouble, who's played quite a lot of CS:GO. You've got Next from Source. I think they need time to really sort of. They were thrown into early into an Invite League with teams who were familiar with the game, and I think they needed that time to adjust and improve. I think they all seem like good players and nice guys. I gather against them a lot, so yeah. Well, I think it's just a time factor.
We will see what it all leads to in the grand context of things, whether Mouse Sports might be tempted into some changes or what's going to happen. But certainly for now, that is the end of our bumper broadcast. 4 games back to back. I would like to thank you, George. You stepped in at very short notice because your colleague Josh Steele was not able to jump in. Yeah, and you've done ably well, so thank you very much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed it.
Cheers.
Enjoyed watching the games. To all the people out there, I hope you've enjoyed listening to us. We don't know when the next cast is going to be, but you can be certain it won't be too far away. There's some good games still left in this league, although I think we've seen what is soon to become known as El Clasico in CSGO, and right now NIP are very much Barcelona to very games is Real Madrid. But anyway, it's been fun. Hope you've enjoyed it. Do tune in next time there are games on the official ESEA European Invite stream. I've been Richard Lewis, the editor of cadred.org. I hope to see you again real soon.